all my talkies, spoken word heads. Again, I'd like to welcome you. Getting into some spoken word this evening. Shout out to everybody who may swing through on the chat. If you're feeling the vibes of the energy and the spoken word, you can donate. The link is in the description. This is just independent arts, and for those that want shout outs also, we'll be giving you a shout out for the donation, of course. Or I can just make up something for you on the spot. I can make up a spoken word piece on the spot and talk about bam right now. So we're gonna get into it, and be sure to make it to the end of the video. Wipe your feet off at the door, of course. Hit that like button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And if you into this type of thing and want to be a part of the family, and we can build. It's a Sunday evening, got some therapy, get into a little rants. Y'all know how we get with the rants, but it just be a little bit all over the place, and that's the fun part of it. Ain't gotta be no super solid structure, but I do want to let you know what you're getting yourself into when you do tune into the channel. You're getting into poetry and spoken word and motivation and speaking on some different things. So we're gonna get into it. Doing hat or no hat today. Should I do hat or no hat today? Probably gonna do a couple beats too also. We're gonna shout out the upbeat, make up a couple poems or rhythms or diddlies on the spot. That's the fun part. We can make up stuff on the spot. Bam. So let's see if we can get into a couple of rhythms. We can find some on a chill vibe, on that lofty tip. We may do a little lofty. I don't know if it's gonna be that lofty. It's gonna be them lofty vibes tonight, or it's gonna be straight up guttering hip hop. We're gonna play a couple things. We're gonna play around and we're gonna deal with it. And like I said again, you want them shout outs, all that. I don't know if I like this one though. But we gonna vibe out. Cause you tuned in to your man Raptalk. Like I said, hit that like button if you just passed it through, so you can know what you're getting yourself into. We're gonna vibe out like this. On a Sunday evening, we vibe out. I don't even know what I might talk about. I might just talk about life, getting it wrong and getting it right, doing what's right, having a wife, having a husband. You out here thugging, should be in loving, doing what you gotta get up in the morning, playing games, me so horny, like a 2 Live song. Hold it on, have fun, but don't hold that chrome. Put that down, look around. It's going down on my side of town. The people in the chat, chime in, let me know where you coming from and where you at and where you supposed to be. The style is real, the style is free, the style is me. My identity is this. I don't care if I mess up doing this shit. That's the fun part of the freestyle, to exercise the mind and see what you can do. Hold on, wait a while, wait a minute, get up in it. Paragraphs get indented. I'm just doing what I want to, baby, never local. Practicing my vocals, trying to be a hopeful. I rise like that. You understand, you gotta keep it on track. Always been the Mac, nigga, always been real. You understand the deal, tell me how you feel. Understand the deal, tell me how you feel. Yeah. Tell me how you feel. Just made that one up off the top of the head. Let me give a shout out to everybody who gotta get up and go to work in the morning. I'm gonna do this one called Stepping Out on Faith. How long you been in that rut? Mad as hell Sunday evening, Monday morning, punching in, not giving a fuck. Stuck inside a maze. Afraid to chase your goals cause you mentally a slave to corporate offices. Paychecks got you behind, but you thinking you can handle it. Dealing with work assholes, ass kisses, and micromanagement. But see, I'm from the streets. You see, getting rid of drugs was more than just a hustle. You see, it taught self-discipline, mind read skills, to read people and stay wary of oncoming trouble as the money double. But never mind that. Back to reality. Let's talk about Uncle Sam steady taking my taxes. See, I'm putting in overtime trying to get over this hump while I bend over backwards. And that's kingpin shit. And they got you trained to do it each week. Monday through Friday. Don't even think about the outside world. Dedicate your time, that ass belong to me. What up, though, Cole? Now is this your future? In the past that you think that this will be your present? If you don't work for your goals, then you're going to work for someone else. Just let that marinate. Think about that for a second. Because see, you was created with a purpose. Find yourself because you lost. Work for yourself just like you do for others. So just remember that thought there. Boss. What up, Prophet? What up, Cole? What up, Norma? What up, Junior? Appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat. If you want to donate through Super Chat, I'll put your whole name and the whole piece. I'm giving y'all shout outs for the free because it's all love, especially if y'all subbing and passing through. I appreciate that. Or if you want to put a word in the chat, I'll make some up off of that on the spot. I'm talking about nothing written, all Freeverse. I'll make up a couple of bars, put it together, put something dope together for you off of the words you put in the chat. But you have to donate to get that though. But I appreciate the subs also. This is a growing channel. And the more I do this, the more, it'll grow. And of course, hopefully if you tell a friend, you tell a friend. Cole say I'm broke, so I can not do that. It's all good. Alma, I'm your favorite YouTuber. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you for that. If I'm your favorite YouTuber. But yeah, we growing and building though, but I just did that one piece right there called Stepping Out on Faith for all the people that gotta get up and, do the corporate thing and get things done. That whole Monday through Friday. You gotta learn to think outside the box and I'm gonna say get away from that. Do what pays the bills, but understand you is here for more than that reason. It's that late night therapy. See if we can find some rhythms and beats. That one a little too upbeat. It's all good. It's all good, Cole. You ain't gonna always not have it. I appreciate the love and the tuning in. That's what makes all of this. Let me see what we working with as far as on the background vocals. I got some building. How y'all feel though? Y'all feel all right? Oh, there's something smooth right here. Something you can vibe to, ride to. Yeah. I'm about to put something together on some on some smoothness. I saw you looking at me. I was looking at you. The game could have been real, but we kept it true. Numbers passing, numbers given. Caught up in this game, I had to listen to my intuition. I just wanted to call. I want to be your friend, I ain't want to stall. I said, can I call you up? Let's discuss the back of my mind. I know I wanted to. I wanted to fuck, I wanted to get, I wanted to have her. I want her on her knees so she can call me the master. A natural disaster, what it turned out to be. She was giving love, but wasn't giving it to me. That's how it would be sometimes when you rewind. Got her at the crib, she was sipping some wine. We reclined on the couch, put it all in her mouth. She was loving it so good, I ain't never take it out. But ouch, see right? Now she wanna fight. All the time she discussing, talking about how she might turn it to something I don't want it to be. This a story I make it up. The style is free. It's easy to me, but hard to you. I'm doing it on YouTube. I got a perfect view of myself, nobody else. Me, myself, and I. Me and God, I reply. You know why? I could be high, I could be drunk, but I'm sober right now, and I ain't never been a punk. Pop the trunk like that song. When I go outside and I pop the trunk, remember that? I can't think of his name. I'm just talking shit, I'm just giving some good game. Insane in the brain, like I already said. My favorite color is blue and red, Crips and blood. Why is y'all thugs? Why is y'all out there bullshitting, still selling drugs when y'all can get y'all life together? You ain't gotta rob. You 50 years old, nigga. You better get a job. It's hard out here, and everybody know. But hey, that's the way things go. Run DMC told you about them fucking hard times, and I'ma put it in the rhyme every time. That's how I shine. I gotta grind, gotta get it. Is you with it? I'm tall, never been a don't wanna use that word, cause it's kind of a slur. Man, we call them little people. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard the news? We on YouTube. I don't give a fuck if I only get one view. If it's me and you, then that's all respect. Cause you came here and you showed respect. Yeah, yeah. That was so easy, man. Just showing off my talents, man. Why not? That's all this is. It's called showing off talents. This is what some of y'all need to be doing, actually. Cole say, nice, appreciate you. See, this is what these outlets is really for. And some people use it for a lot of nonsense, you know. I'm pretty sure you got something in you that you do good at. Whatever it is, display it, you know. Some of y'all are good at some of the craziest things, and it'd be a lot of challenges and stuff like that. As far as like, you might have a talent in something. You might think that it's odd, but it's a whole audience of people out there that's probably looking for what you do, but you somewhere scared and on bullshit and worried about what people think and what they gonna say when you get started. Or you trying to compete with the majors, not realizing that you got to still start from somewhere. And that's what it's all about, starting from somewhere. You dig? Let's see what else I got in the vault. Let some of these beats play in the background. I'm going to vibe out though. It's a good Sunday though. Be sure to tell a friend about the channel. That's how we grow and that's how we build. I've been having a lot of different people just slide through, and I love that. That's how we roll. I remember I wrote something. I don't know how. It was called "Looking at the Front Door." This was about. I actually did a reaction to a song. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar out there with Main Source, "Looking at the Front Door," but I turned that song into a poem. It's just some of my stuff I just was looking at. I'll just show it to y'all. You see how that is? It's just right there. You know, I really be writing, you know. Look at that. I really be in the notebooks. I really be writing this shit. Even though I've been freestyling, but I really sit and write a lot and build this shit to. I really hold on, yeah. I gotta make sure. Ooh, I gotta make sure that don't play. None of this copyright. I fucked around and hit the wrong button. I gotta make sure none of this copyright material start playing as far as TV. All right, here we go. And what's up with all the streamers though? The streamers been going crazy. Well, I guess this streaming right here. But I wouldn't just sit up and write a whole thing in front of y'all. But I could though. Once we gain that audience that's really just interested in something like that, I do it. But that's why I've been freestyling in front of y'all, cause that's just like the same thing. But I noticed there's been a lot of streamers. They just been straight up on YouTube. I'm talking about just posting, talking about like a real fly on the wall. You know, having the camera just rolling while they eating, sleeping, all types of shit. People really interested in watching somebody just that much to do all that type of stuff. You know, it happens. But it's an audience for all and some. But what y'all going through though? What's on your mind though? How can we reach a new level? I got this one piece I want to do, but I gotta find the rest of it. Cause I do got that one called "New Level, New Devil" I'm looking at, but I don't know if I can remember the end of it. But I give you the piece I see. Listen to me. When positivity is in the making, here come the distractions, fakes, snakes, diluted convos with offbeat interactions. You see, one can feel it. That's why I shut it down to conceal it. Don't try to drown me in your pain. I got problems on my own and I'm just being the realist. See, I meditate a lot. Shut down my system and absorb. Look at myself from the outside in, but still concentrate on one accord. Talk to me, Lord. Why do you think words can hold back my progressions? When I use words to channel minds, flow through times, and protect my imperfections. You see, a sin is a sin. A crime is a crime. A dream is a dream, and these devil in the skies ain't stopping mine. See, it's showtime. And I'm passing out popcorn and telling their asses to have a seat. You see, a positive attitude and hard work is just something that most can't defeat. They can't stop you. They really can't. And another thing too, you hear a lot of people always talking about people doing this, people doing that. And some people use that for motivation. We all don't have to. I'm going to tell you, get to a point in life where you ain't motivated by hate, or you ain't motivated by doubters, or you ain't motivated by all the negative. Because when you really, really get to a clear space, a lot of that shit don't matter. It ain't gonna matter. Because your mind will be on so much positive. You be thinking like, okay, I see the hate, or I see the doubt, or I see the comparison, but it's non and void. It really don't even matter. I mean, what I'm saying is get to a level in your conversations to where you don't even, piggyback on the energy of realizing that it's that. It's kind of like what old girl say, heard it all before, heard it all before, you know? All of that shit, we heard it all before. You get to a point you can see conflict a mile away. You can see negativity a mile away. Get it to a point where you can see positivity a mile away. You can see happiness a mile away. You can see the good in people a mile away. You do know when you think about the negative, you just as negative, right? I do understand that helps the conversation, and I understand that helps especially all of this bullshit, social media and the whole algorithms, and I mean, let's just face it, all that toxic shit, that energy spread, and it spread not only wide, but that's what's pushing the world right now. Bullshit push the world. But I'd be a fool I'd be a fool to just sit up here and try to talk to y'all and act like everything is just perfect, or everything is not what we see. But you can make your life better, and you can make your world better by focusing on the greater good of people and the betterment of other good things. That's where it all started. You know, that's what separates the people who advance and the people that get stagnated. You know, shit like that. It's all about what you pay attention to all the time. No matter what it is, always what you're paying attention to. That's what's going to separate. I like this beat right here, though. I can just straight up talk over this. We're going to shout out. Let me see where he went that quick. Hold on. We're going to shout out the Breed Reflections. I'm on upbeat with the background instrumentals going. So shout out to them. Again, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who's sliding, passing through. The replay gang. Everybody gonna watch this on the replay. Keep in mind, I got a Patreon channel with some erotic spoken word over there if you into that. It's real steamy and hot over there. The link is in the description for that. You know, spoken word for the females or the couples want to be entertained. Some storytelling. Must be definitely mature of age, because you can't even get to it if you ain't mature of age anyway. Even when you try on the site, on Patreon, you know. So all of that is appreciated. And once you tell a friend about the channel, that's appreciated also to the highest degree. This is all therapy. And when I say therapy, it's not only in the lyrics, but also for the community. People like Cole in the comments, people like Cole Anderson, who come through and loyal to the chat. Y'all can get to know each other and build in the chat with others. All that. I'm gonna shout you out for sure, cause you loyal. You loyal. Let me do this one piece. It's called Believer. This is how it all started out. Everything started out with belief, right? Y'all do know that much. That's how a lot of this started out. Oh, let me cut this out. Listen to me. It all started out with believing in something. And that's how it was for me. I said I feel it. I know it can happen. I pray. I work. My thoughts have turned to action. I believe in meditation. I believe in me. When belief is low, I taught the God. I walk through the dark with my wisdom seeing light. I made it through the struggle because I had belief in the fight. I jumped in the water with thoughts sink or swim. Nah, I take that back. My thoughts were swim, swim, swim. I made it. I made it because I had belief. I made it, my people, because my strength runs deep. The Believer. That's that poem piece I wrote. That's called The Believer. I got this one piece I wrote about my kids. I'm trying to remember how old was they when I wrote this. I ain't about to do all the math right now, but I got twins for those who out there who want a little insight on me, may not know. They 21 now, but I think when I wrote this, they probably was like 9, 10. It definitely was some years ago. Probably was longer than that. But they definitely was at a small age. This one was called Kitty Love. That's the title of it, Kitty Love. It's a short piece, but it still can be considered powerful though if that's the way you take it. I just got straight to the point. Listen to me. Your smile makes me appreciate life. Your smile makes me do what's right. Your behavior makes me notice mine. Because when you watch, I change all the time. I can only love the way I've learned. I'm setting you up for when it's your turn. You make me stop. You make me go. I finally think of the consequences and what I live for. I live your love, guidance, and help. After all this searching, I finally see myself. Wow. Wow. Now, they were just simple words, but it actually still just touched a nerve and actually, I mean, that's for all y'all to understand and say it's deep. I don't want to be on here like I'm on my own jock and shit, on my own dick and shit. Even though I believe in myself, And well, I could just take myself out of the equation. I can just break it down because the poem is basically like from a parent to a kid. First of all, I called it kitty love for the reasons of I didn't straight up just say that this is for my kids. I'm just saying it's kitty love because you can just take it wherever you want it. But with the word like saying your smile makes you appreciate life. You know, seeing the kids smile, that do make you appreciate life. I say your smile makes me do what's right. You know, when you look at that soul of a innocent kid, a baby, you know, and especially when it's yours, and being a parent, you start to love different. And that's why the final lines of this poem, I say, I live your love, guidance, and help. After all this searching, I finally see myself. You understand? I finally see myself looking at my kids. That's when life hit me. That's why I say I'm trying to remember how old it was when I wrote this. But it definitely was one of them young tender ages and just you got to remember the shit. I was borderline young too. I mean, I had the twins. Well, me and their mother had the twins. They was about 23, 24. So when you look back in hindsight at these years, having kids at like the age of 20 and stuff like that, you really still a kid yourself, you know. I kind of look back and think about how some of the people that say things like kids having kids and stuff like that, especially when you like in your 40s and you looking at people like being a 40-year-old, looking at a 20-year-old now, or looking at a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, you look at them like, man, y'all really is like babies. Like it's so much in life y'all haven't seen yet. It's so much more. It's so many more opinions you gonna have and all that. I get with you in a minute. I appreciate you for tuning in. So you gotta go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate you. Shout out to you for passing through the channel. But on the playback though, when everybody watching on the playback though, as people come in and out the chat, you know, I gotta acknowledge these people who with me here in these very beginning stages, even though I'm steady getting subs and more people chime in through the channel day by day as I do more lives and do more streams. I appreciate all the pass through. But like I was talking about, looking at a person that's 20 some years old, I look at them like you have so much more life upon you. And then I think about them ages when we was in them, cause see, them the ages that my kids are actually at now, being 21. And then you know the pressures of the world, and you just thinking to yourself like, damn, where am I at in life? You know, some people want to be rich already, and or they be thinking like, damn, if I ain't got 100,000 by 23 years old, I'm a failure, or I ain't getting no money. You know, stuff like that. And that age bracket, you be thinking like, man, you have no idea how much more life you got to live, and you know how much time you can have if you be patient and really work on the things you really want to have. It be the ones that's in them 40s and stuff like that that really had them regrets. Even though they still got time too though, but them be the ones that really be on bullshit. You know, or the ones that's in them 40s and ain't got no stability and stuff like that, and you know, still looking for them thrills, the same little shit, and lost in the sauce or living with regrets. It's either one or two things. It's like either you want to make it to the point to where you in your 20s working towards your future and stuff like that, and you sacrifice your time and look toward that future, or whether it's the other way around and you get older and you be out here fucked up, and you be thinking like you living with regrets. It's either one or two things. It's either you in them early stages of sacrificing time and thinking about your future, or you get older and you think about time wasted and you live with regrets, and then you be in that situation to where you got to make up for that time. It's either one of those two things, male or female, no matter the race, no matter the creed or whatnot. Sacrificing time is going to show. And when you get to where you at in your journey, you're gonna see, okay, if you was on, we can look around now and see who was on bullshit and who wasn't. I mean, that's just real talk. That's the full effect and actuality of all this shit. You really just channel in and see your friends and see your spouses, your family. And don't get me wrong, some people can just really have it going on and be successful and can still fall on hard times. Things can just happen. It ain't always about, you just losing because you just fucked up. Some people can just lose a lot of stuff by just having bad decisions when they are successful. Bad investments. You hear it all the time. It's a lot of people who are successful, but they made some bad money decisions or money management. Money management is really a strong factor to look at in people, especially in relationships and stuff like that. Because sometimes people out there, they don't, they don't like, what up though? Hell Bird, shout out to you. People falling through the chat, man. I love this shit. But it's situations where money management is a strong factor. I know it's a characteristic I look for as far as in dating or spending my time with somebody I spend a future with, because you could be with somebody and they might not like to pay bills or something like that. I mean, that's some real shit. Or you could be in a relationship with somebody and they don't, they're not good with finances. They might have a shopping problem or something like that, and you might be like, I'm meant to save and I want to invest in something, or I want to do this for our future. But this person might be like, fuck all that. I want to go out to eat all the time, or I want to do this, I want to do that. I ain't thinking about the future. I want to just spend, you know, or they don't mind paying bills late, or they don't care about their credit or stuff like that. It's a lot of different factors. Some people don't care about all that stuff. But your name is your name out here. And I try to tell my kids that too also, like, because we ain't had nobody teach us about credit and all that shit when we was growing up and coming up, or about housing, or how fucking up them credit cards when we was a certain age was gonna follow us for all them years, and parents putting shit in our name and all that stuff when we younger. I mean, this is all ghetto hood shit that was going on, but all that shit wasn't healthy. That shit wasn't real. Cable bill in our name when we 10 years old, or the gas in our name when we 14 years old, because they didn't had that shit on illegally for a couple of years and can't put it in nobody's name, and you moving around house to house, and I mean, it's all hood shit, but we survived it. But some people be thinking all that stuff is all that cheating to get by type shit. All that shit come back on you. Pay for it in the end, sooner or later anyway. Insurance, all types of fraud and shit people be into and thinking they getting over, scheming. Remember, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Remember, they used to have them insurance. I didn't get into too much detail, but we used to have all that bogus insurance and all that stuff, and people thought we was getting away with it. Especially I'm from Detroit. That shit was that shit was crazy. People was getting it though. That's why that song was made. What's my man name down there in the South? Trying to catch me riding dirty. Catch me riding dirty. Damn, I can't think of his name right now at the top. And he into tech too. He doing a lot of different things. But he a chameleonaire. Chameleonaire, that's his name. Chameleonaire. And I riding dirty and all that stuff. Man, all that shit catch up with you, man. All that bullshit. Matter of fact, that brings me to this piece right here. I'm looking at it right now. That I wrote is called At the Bottom Looking Lower. I remember being fucked up like that. And we got, you gotta have a dirty insurance and all that, a rat around, tags, bold, all that stuff, and spooked every time the police get behind you. Don't know if they. But they got so much technology now, they can just run that plate and see if you got insurance and all that stuff now. But back in the days, they had to pull you over and then type all that shit in. But anyway, though, let me get into this piece. This is one I wrote. It's called At the Bottom Looking Lower. And I remember around this time, shit like that was on my mind. But listen to me though. I'm at the bottom looking lower. Friends gone, fun gone. Layoffs got my money coming slower. Always waking up late, frustrated, heavy on my mind. Ready to do the crime and the time because employment hard to find. Between me and you, I'm ready to steal. Wasn't raised like that, but that's just how I feel. Everything going up and my pockets going down. And when I can't provide for my people, I'm ashamed to be around. I'm at the bottom looking lower. Fucking with these snakes and worms. I always been the nice guy, but now it's the bad guy turn. I'm at the bottom looking lower. I heard the latest gas prices are what? I can't even afford a car right now, but for my people, I still give a fuck. I need bread, fetty, ends, loot, cash, whatever the people that got calling. Confused down here. Right now, my thoughts the biggest and smallest. I'm at the bottom looking lower, and my soul needs strength. Having faith in myself, I don't know where any of that shit went. So fuck the law, the system, and the ones that make the rules. I'm at the bottom doing bad, and I still don't look up to you. I'm at the bottom looking lower. Raptalk. But we done made it past all of that. Thank God for better times and better days and getting things together and channeling in and focus and making a better situation for myself. But when I wrote that, definitely was a lot going on and definitely had to spit it like that because that was just a frustration. And for anybody out there who's going through something, realize, hard times are always temporary and that you have to make some sacrifices and make a better situation out of whatever it is going on. No matter the bullshit circumstance, no matter the people that is or ain't in your corner, no matter the whole climate, whether it's on the way going down or on the way going up. Even though the title of that poem was called At the Bottom Looking Lower, and I mean that was the lowest of the low. But it was pieces in there where I said my soul needs strength. Having faith in myself. I don't know where any of that shit went. It's all about what you looking at when you is going through something. It's like, do you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Or is you steady still digging a hole, making it darker for yourself and playing victim and on bullshit and you giving out energy of I'm giving up, or you giving out the energy of what can I do? That's why I say it's about finding that inner strength and taking it to the next level when you is going through something. Because everybody has storms. Like they say, it's either you on your way possibly into one, or you coming out of a storm, or you going through one right now. But it all still gives you strength, somewhere down the line. Because again, everything you ever been through in life, you got through it. Everything. That's why you still functioning. That's why you still here. And when you put out that energy, more than likely people can feel it on you. They can smell it, especially when it's genuine. When it's genuine and it's real and it's coming from the heart and you steady speaking on it, not only are you speaking it into existence, but you don't even know it, but you pushing away all the bullshit just by being on what you want. Just by being focused and in tune, you pushing away a lot of bullshit from around you and don't even know it. Because it'll get to a point, people be like, he too focused or she too focused. I don't even want to be around them. Like, I'm on bullshit. What I want to be around somebody who focusing on what they own. Why would I want to be around them if I know I'm on bullshit and unless you trying to just bring somebody down, your energy can steer people away if they ain't on what you want. Especially you really on what you want. Yeah. Not only you'll attract what's better or what you need around you, but the bullshit is there, they'll find themselves just leaving away. It may be slower for some, but they'll be like, you know what? I don't even want to, I don't even want to fuck with them like that. They focus. But that's a decision you got to make. But again, shout out to everybody who fell through on the chat. I appreciate y'all. Again, I got a Patreon channel if you want the erotic spoken word and want to listen to some. The link is in the description for that. If you want to super chat, anybody on the playback, watch this video, you can still donate. And that helps me to stay independent. That helps me to keep these poems and diddlies and jingles coming. If you a music artist out there and you're looking for some spoken word on your albums or projects, I'm available for that. You can just email me. That's on my page. Also, my email is on my page. Or if you know any rappers that's, like I say, looking for some hooks, you looking for some hooks, I got some hooks for you. I can come in on your studio section, give about some critiques, especially if you're in the Midwest Detroit area. Shout out to y'all. And Detroit is on fire. All of this, I gotta use all this to put myself out there. I really do. That's what this is for. So why not? The business is the business. So if you're looking for hooks, if you're a singer and don't write songs and you run around doing a whole bunch of karaoke and you can sing real good because you ain't got your own original songs, email me. We can sit down and have a discussion and maybe move forward, me writing for you and curating some ideas and stuff like that and get you going. That's for all the singers out there. If you a singer, I know somebody who's singing and you need some lyrics, stuff like that, and need a writer, I'm here for you. We can build and create some. Y'all rappers, y'all want some shit talking on y'all albums, I can do that also. Hit me up. My email is at the top of my page right here on YouTube. Again, appreciate you for making it to the end of the video. You the real MVP. You are. Get with y'all in a minute. Raptalk.